Chapter 18. We flew the entire day, early morning to sundown almost. Early in the day, my geese were fine, energetic, and strong. But by late afternoon, I could see they were tired. They were strung out behind me in a long, tired V. Yet I knew we had to keep going. We had that deadline in North Carolina in the marsh. One more day till November 1st. One day or, at most, a day and a half, depending on what time the deadline fell. And if we weren't there by then, we had no place to leave them. They'd be again without a home. Then what would we do? Bring them back to Canada? That would never work. Still, they were exhausted now, and suddenly so was I. "Daddy," I said in the mic, "how much further? Everybody's really tired." "A little over 10 miles, Daddy answered. "Not far." Suddenly, right in front of us, crossing right in front of us, right to left, was this huge flock of geese. "Daddy, look!" I screamed. And then I saw something else, something that made my heart almost stop beating. Long John, who was the strongest, who flew right on my wing all the time, was lead goose, who never let me down. He was following them. He had taken off, making a tight turn after the other flock. And all my other geese went after him, winging right after him after the wild ones, disappearing quickly off my wing. "Long John!" I yelled. "Come back!" Behind me, I could feel Igor struggling too. I looked at him. "Where do you think you're going?" I yelled. I turned back, then yelled into the mic, "Daddy, they're gone." "I see, Amy," Dad said. "I see them. All we can do is follow them. Turn west, Amy. See them down there?" I made a sharp turn, looked down below. I saw them, all of them, settling rapidly onto a large pool near a farmhouse. There were a zillion of them near the farmhouse. There was 1,000,000 of them down there already, and the others went streaming down to join them. Wild geese, my geese, all of them together. They had all settled into the pond, splashed down in that awkward, feet splayed out way that they had. And that's when I heard the shots ring out. "Daddy!" I screamed. "Break left!" Dad shouted. I did, made the super sharp turn. "Daddy!" I called again. "They're down," Dad said. "They're okay. I didn't see any of them fall. Set up a short final to that field at 11 o'clock. Just do it." "Roger," I said. I did, and I prayed. All the way down, I prayed. "Don't let them be shot. Don't let them be hurt. Don't let them leave. Not now. We're so close." Over and over, I prayed it. They can still get lost. They don't understand wild ways. Not yet. Please let them get to a safe place. I turned, banked, came in. Dad was already on the ground when I taxied in, and he joined me at my plane. "It'll be okay," he said, leaning over and unbuckling my seat before me. "We'll wait and try and call them out in the morning." I didn't answer, couldn't answer. I climbed out, took off my helmet and goggles, then scooped Igor out of my back and stood there, looking over the pond. There were a zillion geese, my geese, wild geese, all blended in together. Igor began struggling against me, wanting to join them, I guess, but I held him tight. I looked up at Dad. "What if they don't come?" I said. "It might be the best thing for them, Amy," Dad answered. "But they don't know anything yet," I said. "You said yourself that they have to be taught. The geese here come from a different place. They'll want to go back there come spring, and then mine will get lost. They might..." At that moment, there was more shots, and Dad and I both dropped to the ground. Dad grabbing my hand. "Daddy!" I yelled. And then we both saw the hunter at the same moment. Only, was it a hunter? Someone was coming towards us through the field, but it sure didn't look like any hunter I'd ever seen. Whoever it was, she, an old woman, an old farm woman with curly gray hair was pointing a gun at us. I looked at Dad, and he looked at me, and we both looked back at the woman with the gun. We scrambled to our feet then, but I left Igor on the ground in his snuggly, hidden by the grasses, just in case she was a hunter after geese. Seeing her coming toward us with her gun smoking, all I could think was again. 2 times in 2 days, people pointing guns at us, just like in the movies. "Weird, huh?" I said to Dad. 2 times in 2 days? Dad just squeezed my hand. "You people don't give up, do you?" the woman yelled angrily. When she got within shouting distance, "Hunters, you're all the same. Now you're poaching on these geese and coming down out of..." She looked at our planes, then disgusted look on her face. "Out of kites to do it?" she added. "Oh, no, ma'am," Dad said. "Oh, no, we're not hunting." "Ha," she said. She looked at me, and "I suppose you have a gun too, little lady." She squinted up her eyes at me. I blinked at her. No. I shook my head, stepped forward, a little shielding Igor from sight. "No," I said, I don't have a gun." She turned to Dad. "You ought to be ashamed of yourself," she said. "Teaching a little one like that to kill God's sweet creatures? I ought to blow a hole in your liver." I looked at Dad and took his hand again. "Did she mean it? Was she dangerous?" No, you don't understand," Dad said, backing up a little. "We weren't..." "No one kills geese on my land," she said angrily. At that moment, suddenly Igor appeared right in front of my feet, struggling out of his snuggly, limping forward. I bent, snatched him up, held him close to me. The woman stared at him, then looked at Dad, at me. "Oh, good Lord," she said. Then she burst out, Wait a minute. I know who you are. You're the little girl with the geese. I saw you on TV."